Welcome to a tactical analysis of the Volkl PowerBridge 10 mid racket, and in this racket I've got it strung up with Yonex Polytour Rev, and that is the 1.25mm gauge. So I'm going to pull up the Tennis Warehouse data to give us an idea of what to expect out on court, and then I'm going to detail my actual on-court experience with it, having a look at what the racket does well and what it doesn't do so well. I'm going to pull up some of the stats from the Racket Recommender tool, and we can see a shot speed recorded at 64.3 miles an hour, which is below average, I would say. And alongside that, we've got a vibration frequency of 134.7 hertz, which again is quite low on the frequency scale. And for the string, we've got a stiffness rating of 193.2 pounds, a deflection of 32.0 millimeters, and alongside that an energy return of 87.6%. And we'll start off with the positives I took away from my on-court experience. And the main one I thought that the setup excelled at was being able to take the ball early, specifically driving through the ball with a flat shot. And I would attribute this down to the lower deflection at 32.0 millimeters. That lower string movement makes it a little bit easier to control the height of the ball. And this helps definitely on first serve returns when you're trying to take a higher bouncing ball on the rise, and couple that with good length and width control. You have a setup that is very effective at taking the ball on the baseline or even inside the baseline, so would suit attacking players. Right, on to some of the weaknesses of this setup. I thought there was a lack of spin, and this affects more than one shot, because with that lack of spin comes a lack of weight of shot, and if you're in the ascendancy on a rally, it means that it's easier for your opponent to neutralize. And if you're a slice server like myself, it sort of hinders that part of your game, as well, as you can't get enough free points, you can't get enough width, especially on the due side if you're serving out wide. And it can have a detrimental effect on your second serve as well, as there is not enough spin to maintain control, especially in pressure moments when players tend to tighten up. So bearing all that in mind, I think I could attribute it down slightly to the lower deflection. Again, if I had a string with a higher number in that regard, I'd expect more spin on just about every shot, especially on the serve, especially on your slice backhands. And the other negative, while not a big of an issue for myself, it could be an issue for those that suffer with elbow injuries or shoulder injuries, and it's the slight discomfort that you may experience with the setup. So at a stiffness rating of 193.2 pounds, coupled with a energy return of 87.6%, which is, I would say, on the slightly higher end for polyester, that equates to a setup that feels a little bit stiff out on court. And the reason for this is, as the ball makes contact with the strings, the ball deforms more as that energy return number increases. And that also means more shock is transferred to your arm over a shorter period of time. And while we're on the subject, ball deformation does tend to decrease the amount of height control one would experience, but that's a whole nother issue. And taking everything into account, this setup would probably best suit a taller player, and when I say that, probably about 6'2" and above, who likes to take the ball early and hit flat. And the reasons for this is you're not going to get much spin, so on your second serve you can't really rely on that to keep your consistency up, especially in pressure situations when players might get tight. And so you'd need that extra height over the net, the extra margin, to keep your serve consistent. But on the first serve, it hits flat really well, to be fair. You'll be able to place your serves with pretty good accuracy and reliability, whether it's a tight moment or not. So again, if you're going to be hitting a lot of flat serves, you probably have to be at least 6'1", but I'm going to say 6'2" to give myself some margin for error. So players who are taller, 6'2" and above, and hit flat, like to take the ball early, maybe even like to come forward as well, they will find they have the most joy out of this setup, I believe. And so there we have it. That is the end of this video. I'll be dropping some more in the near future, so hopefully I'll see you all there. And until then, everyone, take care.